Say yeah, that in my business you catching fever, getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We better be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better be coming. Yeah, you coming, yeah. We coming. We better be coming. When the year is been checking you again, cause you come back. We coming. We better be coming. Yeah,
hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we like to say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. This is a program that brings you information about Liberia and from Liberia about Liberians. Tonight we're going to have a wonderful show. My name is Linford Goa, and in the UK we have Jima Kamara and Paul the Lord Chilupli, and together we're going to be teaming up here to bring you information as they unfold and the happenings back home in Liberia. Let me say welcome to Jima. Paul will be joining us in split seconds. But let me say welcome to you, Jima. It's good to see you, and I'm happy that you are here tonight.
Thank you for having me, Lenfo. Good to be back on the platform. I think we are here to do justice to our country with our personal perspective we give on to the developments that happen every day. So good to be back.
Great. And how is your end? How is the weather? How is everything?
Speaking of weather, it's been off and on rainy in Manchester area. I live specifically where I live. I reside and work in Manchester. That's the northwest of the UK. And talking about what's going on, we have something like tomorrow, which is on the 6th of May. Mm-hmm. It's a big event in the UK where we have the coronation of the King Charles III, will be coronated tomorrow. So it's a massive, very big attraction tomorrow all over the UK. It's good to be here. I'm going to see everything. It's fun, pumps, pageantry, everything going to be here. Think of anything you think about. It's good to be here on Coronation Day.
And I just imagine when I lived in the UK, the biggest event that I saw was the wedding of William, and that was great. And I still remember the event was grand, that to the point where in the park they had a wide screen. You know, my university was situated in the middle of the parks all around, and we were in the middle, and so we could literally stare everywhere. I was even sitting in class when I watch an event, so I know exactly what it looks like when such a big event is taking place in the UK. And so, I'd like to say congratulations to you guys. You guys will have a wonderful program. It's just my own imagination from what you're describing, so I can imagine what it will look like in reality. But Paul will be joining us, and Paul, I think, is going to be part of that program according to him, and so he will be giving us his views as to how the program will look. But is the Liberian community in the UK having something special? Like, usually on a day like this, we all got, you guys get together and have some barbecue, welcome the summer or something.
Yeah, well, to my knowledge, I only know of on the personal notes, like you do like a community at your ends. You can organize yourself, friends and family gather behind your backyard and organize like a barbecue or do some like get together, have some drinks. You call in friends to have these days, but not to my knowledge, they're going to have like a special day where we're going to organize on the Liberian umbrella of Liberian organizations where they will have an event in relation to the Queen, the King's coronation. I also understand the President Georgia is in the country. Um, yeah, he's in the country also. He's also part of the events, but whether I know of any other events, no. I know that he's already in the country. He's already in the UK to be part of the coronation program. But under the name of the Liberian Umbrella Organization organizing a major event in relation to the King's coronation, not to my knowledge. Probably Paul, who lives in London, will give you details on that.
Paul, you live in the heart of the country, the city. That's where almost everything is happening. And I don't know. And you being part of the program tomorrow, you guys are still ready? What are you wearing? Is there a special dress code for you?
First of all, I'll say good evening to you guys over there. I know my brother Jamal is in the northwest and Linfold in Norway. Yes, I called my Tuxedo. It's this, and my good friend King Charles will be his inauguration, so he expect me to be in my Tuxedo tomorrow. And by the way, maybe I might be seated by the president of the Republic of Liberia. You never know. Based on
And
the
so it's confirmed. It's confirmed that the president is there.
I can tell you the president is in town. He's here. He arrived. Liberians want to, some of the sedition want to meet him. They posted a picture on their Facebook, so he's here. He's in London.
And that brings me to one simple question before we go into the show, guys, or is it just joining us? This is the bottom line here. We discuss the issue from top to bottom, and we give our personal opinions. We may not be wrong. We are not right either. It's just what we feel about it. And so don't take us for what we say and don't reject us for what we say. But Paul, he said the president of Liberia, His Excellency George Monrovia, arrived in London a couple of days ahead of this program, and some seditions. I would have expected that some Liberians, but it is said some seditions went to meet him. How is that? Is he not meeting with all Liberians, or is it a select group of people?
Well, I think I can confirm to you that there was a memo sent out by some Liberian community that the president will be meeting with few Liberians tomorrow. Will be meeting with Liberian community tomorrow
Saturday.
Saturday. But being that the coronation will be on tomorrow, people will be glued. Those who are not going to the event will be glued to their television. And also, there will be the first time in history that they will have a live football match on the same Saturday. So people will be glued onto their television as well. So then follow up on Sunday, there'll be a lot of street parties around the country. So there'll be plenty of food and drink. So we'll be having fun. And then on Monday is the rest day. It's called the bank holiday. You know, where when we work through all the year, the people, the bankers decide to have that day off. So we'll have a bank holiday on Monday. So
I always wonder
Yeah.
what a bank holiday was when I was in England, but I didn't ask anybody to actually explain to me.
Right. The thing is, if you look at it, the monarch, right? The king or the queen. So we have King Charles now, his government, and the person who report the finance to him, they call the treasury.
Mhm.
And that's why you got the chancellor and the treasury that comes in. So because the country evolved around money,
Mhm.
so usually they take time off, and that's why it's classified on that Monday. If they don't want to work, it's called a bank holiday. I mean, you cannot go to the bank to withdraw money. Everybody sit home.
So
So that's
before
why.
that day, everybody will have to take where they
Yeah,
can take.
yeah. So you know, this country is about money. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But so I want to say welcome to both of you and Jamal, and then our audience. We'll be coming back with our topics. We got interesting issues to discuss tonight, and so don't go away. Help us to share the show. We're going to take a quick musical break. When we come back, we'll be going directly into what we have on our plate to discuss. These fine gentlemen you see, they're all knowledge-based people, the people who will provide you the information as they have. And so stay with us. Don't go. We go right back here after talking here.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that left us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not to corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for us. We tired with their promises that left us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Well. They can lie, they can steal, they connive, they betray us, they did everything to us, but yet we're going to vote them in again. And so this is where the decision making comes in. You got to be wise because they have lied to you before, they've stolen from you, they continue to fool you. So you have a decision to make to save yourself from all of their lies. And so welcome again, guys. And I hope we all set to go tonight. And just by way of introduction, where we'll be looking at issues tonight. Let me say the first thing we got to discuss will be um, something that is trending on the news since yesterday. Um, uh, that is about Mayor Jefferson Koijee of Liberia, the city of Monrovia. He's a city mayor. He's allegedly linked to illegal importation into the country. And also, we will be looking at the front page Africa uh, news report that former VP Joe Boakai and then member of the CPP connived with the government through Syrebius Cephas to prosecute Mr. Alexander B. Cummings on a bogus case. And we all know it's a past case, but there is some importance of it, because when this front page newspaper reported, it means that there is something that is in the case that they're bringing out. And then, as we all know, Liberia is caring for elections this year, and we have something going on as part of the electoral process, which is the BVR, that's the biometric voter registration. But this process is already experiencing problems from the initial stage as we prepare for elections. So what do we expect ahead of 2023 October? And then, of course, while we're having hitches in the elections process, the voter process and voter registration process and all these things, the political leaders are making their cases. And Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, Standard Bearer of the CPP, has assured the nation, as well as his supporters and all of the members of parties that make up the CPP, that he's going to drive the CPP to a victory come October. So those are some of the things that we'll be looking at tonight. And if time permits, we might delve into other issues here. But by way of few announcements, I think Paul is going to tell us some things that, Paul, we expect to be on the radio in Liberia very, very soon. The very next edition of this program, we're going to be on the radio in Liberia. You want to throw light on that?
Well, thank you, Lynn, for I'll say good evening from my end and good afternoon, good morning to our viewer wherever they view us from. This is your Homo 7, the Lord Chelopate of the Great United Kingdom. And starting from next week, Tuesday, we'll be on the radio in Liberia called the Rare Powered FM. I think it's in District 17, cover 9 counties, and I think Jamal will throw highlight on that more. On Tuesday, we will be coming on 7 o'clock Liberia time. That will be 8 o'clock UK time and 9 o'clock Central European time. So follow us. Next Tuesday will be the first breakthrough into Liberia, where we'll have the great people on the show, their voices will be heard in Liberia. So yes, and then tomorrow also is the King coronation here, which the Lord Cholope will be attending tomorrow. So I might be sitting with George Weah tomorrow, our president. You never know. We'll meet in the corridor and take photos. So I'm looking forward to the coronation tomorrow. So Jamal, talk to about the radio station, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. To just let you know, an announcement. We filed seal a deal with the Rare Power FM 100.3. That's built situated in Wellfield. That's District 17, Gruville specifically, and that will start on the Tuesday. First edition will be coming on a Tuesday, live in Liberia. Like you said, the Rare Power covers up to not actually up to 11 counties now in Liberia.
Right.
And if you got family or friends in Liberia, tell them to follow us on the Rare Power FM. We'll be coming up Liberian time. That will be 7 o'clock, right, John Paul?
7 o'clock Liberian time, yeah.
Liberian time will be coming up, and here on the UK time will be 8 o'clock, and that will be 9 o'clock Central European time. Is that correct? In Liverpool. So this is how we're going to have it. So we ask you, if you follow on this live stream here every now and then on Facebook, YouTube, and also simultaneously we are on the online radio. At the same time, we have other links we start, so you can catch it anywhere if you want to. We're going to be that's going to be quite interesting. We may be also phoning in from Liberia. We'll be taking calls from our listeners in Liberia at the same time while you're on the radio. So basically, we are getting there, and this is election time. So we'll be giving all the bits and pieces, all the news coming from Liberia with regard to elections, with regard to the power of CPP winning next elections in Liberia. So always don't forget to join us every Tuesday on this station.
Okay, great guys. I think we are all set to go, but let's welcome a couple of our viewers here. Guy Tume is there in Germany. Guy, we'll say welcome to you, as well as Nyakwe Gikan Bowman. He's in the United States of America. And Nyakwe will say welcome as well. And for those of you whose names I cannot see now, I'd like to say welcome. Make this place your home. You can share the video to your various contacts and your Facebook page as well, and click our like button so that whenever we come on, you'll be alerted. But guys, let's go directly into what we're going to be discussing tonight. As we know, or some of you may have heard by now, or even if you didn't hear it, but you might have read it, a close associate of Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koijee has allegedly linked him to illegal arms importation into Liberia. And the name of this individual is Mr. Thomas Gallo. And if you recall, recently when the Gloria Musu Scott's daughter incident happened, certain individuals were named primarily, and those individuals included Monrovia City Mayor Jefferson Koijee, whose employee by the name of Valley Tele was accused to be the doer of the act, allegedly on instruction of Major Koijee. And there was a press release held by the Monrovia City Corporation, and Valley Tele was in a press release as well, or at that press release, at the press conference, as well as Mr. Thomas Gallo with another fellow whose name I can't even recall now. And Mr. Thomas Gallo was there and literally coordinating the press conference with the alleged doer of the act, Valley Tele. And Mr. Gallo is said to be the director of the Monrovia City Corporation. You know, the Monrovia City Corporation, they have their own police. I remember we used to call them city police. I don't know how to call them, but I think that's the name everybody knows, city police. And so he, Mr. Thomas Gallo, was or is, because I heard he has tendered in his resignation, was the director. Okay, but now information says that he has left and resigned from the city police, and he's now in the United States of America, and he's been making series of revelations. And there is a video, or there are videos out there, or recordings of him out there, audio recordings as well, out there in the public. And we happen to, or the bottom line happened to stumble upon one of those recordings. And based on that, the news is broken out that he has accused his former boss, or his boss, Jefferson Koijee, of importing or being behind the importation of arms into the country. And so tonight, before we delve into that, we'll ask Paul if he has a clip so that he will play, and then we can listen to what he said, and based on what we will hear, then we can now take a story from there. Paul?
Thank you, Linfa. Before I play, I just want to make a quick announcement. In this clip, he's using some language that would not be suitable for the audience. So it's just a short clip. So just be aware he's using some bad language in it. So
yeah, that's
people should not be offended. Just want to put that out there. I'm going to roll this now.
Ayala.
Yes. Later, you have to take those out there.
Right. How's the marriage?
I'm going to. I'm tired.
So, let me say my email. You send out the document there, please.
The email?
To my email. No, my email.
WhatsApp. Okay. What do you need? I will do.
Yeah. I'll send the email to you, please. Send an email and WhatsApp.
WhatsApp is better
What's up?
I will send an email. I need your email anyhow. But I will send everything by WhatsApp. It will be easy from WhatsApp to WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Jimmy dot Akami COM. Okay.
But you look good, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I hear that.
Yalla, yalla.
It is.
I'm waiting for the information, please. Okay.
You all now.
Yeah.
Couldn't send him a bring it. I know what you want to send on WhatsApp.
Yeah. As soon as I really
You
look
want to
up.
send it today?
Yeah. You see all the D then. They put it, when they put, I see the put, guess what I continue that put that came from Israel, Patrick Syrebius. Now, what is he going to Syrebius? The equipment they sent for city police, brother. You say you ask yourself, what's the size of city police they say they tell equipment? Even national police not get that equipment. Now, for him not continue to take a few arms and get to, you know, create a sense of the found weapon. Somebody ask the question, but when they both get money and get power, where do you want to? And that all food, I guess, in there fucking small children here from the beginning.
Look, I'm doing it that way.
I see. Moving here from the beginning. Yeah. What can I go look at Justin Minister and get deal with the paper there? Because they say, Papa, it's only wrong with you. You making a mistake. Put it down and go to the pay, get it. Do it, get it.
I meant doing it that way now.
Check. Okay.
Well. I think we all listened to the audio, and of course you saw flashes of different pictures from different occasions there. Those flashes of pictures were only, I believe, they were only used, to show the pictures of the characters involved. You saw the gentleman in the white uniform with the big gold rings around his finger. I think that's a Thomas Carlo guy, because I vividly remember seeing him during that press conference at the Monrovia City Hall. We all saw him on the screen. Then, of course, you saw at a certain point the flashes revealed Major Jefferson Koijee, who is the city mayor of Monrovia. And so those were some of the characters involved. I think the only person whose picture was not right there was the Valley Teller we'll talk about, because he's not directly involved to this alleged importation. But guys, you vividly heard at the end of the video, you heard a guy say that there was a container that came at the port and it passed through South Africa, and it has huge, heavy arms, and the people just took few of them to show that they caught some arms, just to tell the public that they arrested some arms. And he admitted that those arms are too heavy for the size of the city police. How many are the city police that will bring that kind of heavy, amount of weapon? I don't know whether he's talking about the size or the category of weapons or what. It's just scary. So those are just some of the things I took away from that. So, guys, how do you relate this thing to the security of the country first? Then, secondly, we are heading to elections that are certain police, which is just a paramilitary organization, even lower than the police, the national police will be, having such cache of arms. How do you relate this to the elections and the security of the country?
See, Linford, this is a crazy situation that is happening. Remember months ago when the police came out say somebody sent firearms to Liberia and they were displaying weapon. You could see them talking about the kind of weapon that came in. It's the same weapon that this guy is referring to, that container. And he's seen that container, the volume of arms that are in there. The city corporation police is not a big number that they have to to handle all the arms. Even the national police don't have those sort of arms that they brought for them. So what does that tell? When a question was asked, the city mayor that you're not supposed to carry arms, he admitted they're not supposed to carry arms. So why is the city corporation bringing arms into the country? And people were accused. We know the police arrested some people in Monrovia. Remember the story? They called this guy in the city. The people that brought some arms. They mentioned Texas and other places. They tried to link those arms with somebody else. Have that guy ever been brought to justice that brought the arms into the country? That case went on the ground, right? Now, if this guy who is the director for the city corporation police is now reviewing such information, where are we heading? Because the city corporation is the chief the city mayor last say his group does not carry arm. But doing his when they called him at the police station for interview, this very Thomas Gallo guy had arm on his side, and that issue was raised. So he telling us now the truth that there are arms in the country, and we want to know the purpose of those arms. And that is a valid question for every Liberian to ask. If it's not in the hands of the military or the police, why is the city corporation doing with huge amount of arms? Jamal, you can throw light on this. It's just concerning.
Yeah, thank you very much. While we trying to verify the audio, the leaked audio, which we cannot put it in, what can I say is the voice of whoever we claim to be. I just want to speak on the matter of the cash of arms form in Liberia. That's what I'll speak on because we are coming to the elections. We're election near next couple of months from now. For these up to the present, there's no investigation into the cash of arms. Even there's an investigation, we don't know the outcome so far. So we stay. That's scary. That's the point I want to raise here. Where do we go to? Who do we go to? And where are we at this moment when these situations happen? We are cash of arms in the country, and there was an investigation, and nothing happened up to the present.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So whether it's come through the city mayor or whether it comes through somewhere else, it's just a concerning to every one of us that we should take it serious. Like anything, election is a scary time for anybody in any country. Well, especially when a situation happens in Liberia, a country like Liberia, where we don't have much control of law and order. And anybody can carry cash of arms in hand, and nothing has happened so far. So that's worrying for me, Paul. It's not about whether he's coming through the city mayor, whether coming through somewhere else. I can tell you, Paul, before these cash of arms form in Liberia, we if you look around Liberia, we are inundated with a lot of arms. I mean, on registered arms in our country. If you really go and do a massive search, you'll find arms all over our country. But then nobody's doing that. The government is not worried about that. And before then, there was some time when Mayor Jefferson Koijee was saying on, I think one of the pictures that he went to, there was an event that happened in one of the places, one of the districts, we saw him carrying arms with him. And that picture is everywhere. That picture went viral. Everybody saw that. Nothing happened. He was not called to question. Nothing happened. So we knew that this is going to go on for a long time. I think we should concern much about how far is the investigation with the cash of arms. And where are we when the election coming and anything can happen in our country, anything can spark off, and it's trouble again. So that's concerning. I think that should be our concern here. I hope the government is not doing anything. They don't care to do anything, and the people that are armed citizens in our country, their life in serious danger. We just came out of 14 years of war. I think we should always repeat these things. I will bring it. I just want to remind our listeners, all those who are watching us. We're bringing these because we are afraid of another reoccurrence of trouble in our country, armed violence in our country. That is our concern. This case, someone says a don't do. It's not a don't do. We are bringing back this to let our people know, be aware of your surrounding, people that carry no arms around you. And there was a couple of months back, there was a report of the cash of arms be found, and we thought we were going to be able to display it everywhere. The investigation continue. Where is the investigation going on now? How far are we with the investigation? Who should be calling these guys to explain to the level of investigation? How far are we going in investigation? For this is what I think we should be stressing on here. And the people that should be saying this, you say it loud.
That's right.
They should say it loud. Whether it's Jefferson Koijee or somebody else or the mayor or ten is involved, nobody should be carrying the, arms with you if you're not entitled to it by law. Now, who is enforcing those laws? If lawmakers are doing it, we should let them know they should be doing their job. If the president doesn't care, we should call the lawmakers to make the president care for it. This is why we're going. We're in a situation now. We all are very scared now. The situation is very, very, very scary now.
Yeah. And Jamal, one thing he said in that little video clip that they're afraid of the little boy because he got money. He used some language and they succumb to him. They're afraid of him. Wow. What about this young man that everybody afraid of?
Yeah, Paul, when it comes to politics, when you're in power, you do everything possible because you have the money, you have the power. Those are things. Power, money is the big two things you have. Then you command respect. You got money, you got power, you command respect. In the African setting, the Major Koijee issue will not surprise me. It happened everywhere, Paul. You got
Yeah, they
power,
say
people respect.
the police director afraid of him, the justice minister afraid of him,
This
and
is what I'm
these
saying.
guys should be in the higher ranking of the government. How can they be afraid of city mayor?
He's been clothed with authority because he's in the cycle of the president. He's in the middle cycle of the president. He's the confidant of the president, and he's being protected with some immunity by the president. He's a very good friend of the president. Those are things that you can't mess around him. If Paul, let's forget about Major Koijee. There are people around the president's cycle that are untouchable at the moment. This is what happened. What happened? What happened now after this government is out of power? Then that's the time the course of law takes its place. But for now, it happens everywhere in most African countries. When you're in a cycle of the ruling government or the president, you're untouchable. You do whatever you want to do, and that's the time you need to be very careful because you'll be stepped on toes, and I'll haunt you tomorrow. So whatever Major Koijee, I don't have any claim against him. What we are saying, people are saying we're just saying what people have been saying. But what we are saying, if they are afraid of him, and are committing crimes, and people, the lawmakers, people that should be enforcing the laws are there and commit the crimes, to also be held responsible tomorrow. This is what we should be doing, Paul. These things are recorded. There are newspapers that now, the good thing, thank God we are in the age of technology where most
That's
of the
right.
things are being recorded, and those things will be brought back tomorrow as evidence or proof against the people that believe to be doing these bad things to our people. So they think they're going to go free. That's not going to go free. If you see what is happening 200 years ago in Europe, in the West, things that happened during the something in Germany,
The
the case
the Nazi, I mean,
Nazi case in Germany, those people, those soldiers from Germany that were involved, those in the 80s being brought to court. They've been brought to the docket, to the court to face charges. So it will happen in Liberia, it could happen in any African country. So they can do what they want to do now because they're in the ring of power. It's not about it. Tomorrow, generations will bring these things back to investigate these things. Will happen. Most of them are not mindful of what they are doing right at the moment. But what I'm saying again, I want to repeat this. We need to be very careful. We need to be very careful with people that run our arms. Apart from Jefferson Koijee being accused stories being carrying arms, others in our country are carrying arms, Paul. And nobody's cared,
yeah.
nobody's doing anything about it. And we are getting close to elections.
And that lot of mysterious death every time people wake up, they don't know how people bodies, how they found dead people everywhere. So to our
And
brothers and sisters, they have to
uh,
be cautious of where they go, how they move about, because it's not a safe time now in Liberia. I mean, I
and
was
just
just
so
in Monrovia. If 7 o'clock, people kind of in your community, you don't want to leave your house.
and just to step in there a little bit, I think at the end of our video, he also said something that I think that was direct reference to the president that he just sitting there, he not thinking yet doing all the bad things, or a language that we don't want to use here. But I think what scares me is that this fella, by law, the city police not supposed to be carrying arm. So he's importing the arm. Except with the accurate sense of the government, of the president. I mean, because when we talk about government, the president is as head. But if the president is not aware of these arms that this boy is allegedly importing, what is his intention? Does that bother anybody in the government at all? That the justice ministry, or even the third, I mean, the first branch of government, which is the lawmakers, or the judiciary? Does anybody get bothered upon hearing this news?
Yeah, but Linford, this is what we are saying. Apart from that, let's put the armed cash amount issue on the side. That's another thing. Let's look at other things that have been happening in that country, where we expect lawmakers, whoever should be the authorities should be taking these cases up. Are they doing anything about it? Jefferson Koijee stand accused right here. He has the right time to come and defend himself. The other things there that we need to know about, like the death of the auditors, the death of all the non-universal Liberians, the missing Liberian $1 billion, those things stay on. They are not being investigated. There are other things in our country that has not been doing. Let's consider the government of Liberia. The president is not doing anything about it. Who come next to tell us we should know about it? Is it not the House of Legislature, or who else is responsible? Government. There are three branches of government: the judiciary, the justice, and the executive. If one of the branches is not doing the job, the other should be able to tell us something, right? So we should all sit quiet and see what the Justice Ministry should be telling us. I mean, honor the judiciary should be telling us, which the Chief Justice down the line should be telling us, honor the Ministry of, they should be telling us the laws in the country, where the executive honor George Weah should be telling us something else. Then you go to the House, should be telling us something, but nobody's doing their job. So everybody listen to the president. So are they in the pocket of the president? Other things been going on in our country, nobody's saying anything. So let's agree. Jefferson Koijee has the money to buy arms because he has free will. He's a confidant of the president. He's been clothed with the authority to do whatever he wants as the right hand, the front man of the president. Like you said, you heard in the video, allegedly said he does a dirty job for the president or the government. So he's the front man. He's the hierarchy, the higher man to do the job. So why would they hold him?
You know, the reason why I asked, I'll come back because there was a reason why I asked that question.
There was a case where Teller Ure voting certain. I think one district. Paul, remind me. I don't know what district was that. There was
15.
Yeah, there was a confusion with the CDC candidate with the ALP, Mr. Ure's daughter, Uncle Ben, Bob Ben's daughter's election. There was a confusion. This guy was seen around with armed with guns and talks behind him going to the district. We all saw that in the newspaper. Was this guy brought to ask questions, or he questioned about carrying arms with him as the mayor of the city mayor? Is it registered arm? If it's registered arm, let us know. Did we know about that? Up to today, that's how many years now. There are other things happening, nothing's happening. This guy's he's lawless. He's untouchable. You see it, this is clear.
And this is why I asked that question. Does anybody in the government, from president to even the sweeper, get bothered at all? Because I came across a short video recently, I think 2 days ago, I even forgot to save that, where a minister in Uganda was shot by his own bodyguard for not paying him on time for several months. You see, because the thing I'm asking is, if this guy is allegedly, if he's bringing arms in the country, is the president concerned, or does the president know? And if the president does not know, what is the intent of bringing those arms? Because one day, God forbid, and who knows? When people get gone, they will shoot it. Yeah.
Linford, you know that. Look, we shouldn't be sugarcoating these things. When major events in Liberia, we know Liberia went to war for 14 years. We know, kind of clean that. We know what happened. We know the war. I know the consequences we all went through. When major event happen, any government, any civilized government, anything happen of arm, we expect our cash of arm phone like that. Anything happen, we expect the government to come and give us information to the right authorities, right, and tell us what next, right? That's all we need to do. What we were told, cash of arms were found. That was it, and investigation continued. But Linford, guys, Paul, there was the $16 billion Liberian dollars was missing. There was started it. Some people were arrested and they got released. Where are we? How many years are we in today now? 5 years and a half. Other things happening. Murders happen in our country. People been accused and nothing happened. So is this a government that can we question if the government said, well, don't you know George? Is he deaf? Do you think the president is deaf? He doesn't know what's happening around him? He's a man who always he's always there, traveling around the country. Don't you know he knows what's going on? You don't think so?
Yeah, but does he know the danger involved that those arms could get in a crazy guy hand and then they can turn it on him?
You think the president
Linford,
cares?
Yeah.
You think he
Linford,
cares?
the president told you, I'm
Mm.
loved by the Liberian people. I didn't do nothing. They gave me a seat, and I'll not do anything again. They'll give it back to me. He aware exactly what's going on. I mean, people can die if everyone's thinking something about it and does not cross his ear. No, the American ambassador came out with that thing, say the government corrupt, no drugs in the hospital. He does not care. And they came out with quick statement to say no, they were trying to debunk. So he hears everything. Nothing passed by his ear, but does they care? That's the war. Is he really care? And this is the time that people need to be very smart and mindful how they move about.
Okay,
And
you're talking about now, Paul, but because automatically I will believe that there is no reason that anybody will get a gun and start shooting around the town now. But in the case when elections are coming, you think the guys will use this and they may use it or could use it to intimidate voters or just get rid of political opponents or get rid of voters? Because we saw similar incident recently in Nigeria. I don't know the real detail, but we saw some shooting incidents at some polling stations. So could this just happen? Because the thing is,
Yeah. For
there
Linford,
is
I don't
no.
think Linford, sorry, I don't think we want to go that level because we want to create a situation of fear on this platform.
exactly.
What we want to do here is to let the people know that there's arms around. People be mindful
Yes,
because
but the people begin to think. People begin to
yeah,
think early arms are around. Nobody using it, but when are they going to use it? Because we have a
yeah,
major event
But
ahead.
you cannot preempt when somebody going to use something.
we don't even wish. We should not wish for that.
Exactly.
That if we think about using it, when they're going to use it, we shouldn't wish. What we want, we should say. I believe we should do here is to tell the Liberian people to push for call that those who brought the arms should be brought to justice, and that should be happening as soon as possible. And that also gave said the president in the country that if you carry these arms, you can't just go free. It should the case has gone
Yeah.
so far. Yeah, this is how we should be saying because when you want to know you want to know when they're going to use that arm. I hope not. I don't think you want to know that.
I'm just
Please,
scary. I'm
no,
just
no, no,
scary.
listen. I don't think we want to know that. I hope you shouldn't think about using arms. I just said it here. They allow arms in our country. After the war, that country is not clear of arms. Apart from the one they brought into the country, that country still carry arms being buried. A lot of places people been saying about it. I hope those arms be buried forever. It don't come out. We don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And we wish that we should call for here. The cash of arm was found. There's allegations coming out that somebody is responsible for the cash of arms. So we call for the government or whoever the authorities concerned to make sure that those allegations should be well investigated and make sure somebody responsible should be brought to justice. So these things should not be repeated. Let's forget about when the arms can be. Please, should not be. Don't even worry about it being used. Nobody should ever think about using that. We want our country to be free and be
And
peaceful.
what
For generating
happens if
communities.
nobody goes after the accused to actually find out? Because we just said we all just agree on the show right now about a minute ago that this government does nothing. All these things have been happening and the government does nothing about it. The three branches of government, they are not doing anything about what we've been experiencing. So whom do we depend on here now to be able to go after these people to curtail the use of these arms in the future?
I think the best thing we're doing right now is sitting on the platform. The unfortunate thing, we're not reaching out in Liberia. If people, not as many as possible, but thank
But
God.
Liberians are listening to you. You don't need to call the entire country. People are listening to
Yeah,
you. They can pass the message.
thank God we may reaching out to them. Then it will make sense. Our job is to cry out to the people and let them know this is happening. We are not taking notice of. And this should and the right people come out. People will come out and say, people phone in shows in Liberia everywhere that this is happening. Let's take action. It will reach the ears of people and they'll be taking action. This is our job. I understand your concern. That I do understand where your concerns are. That why these arms should be in the country, and please,
Yes.
will they use it? Are they bringing it to create some kind of fear among people during the elections? I understand, Linford, but this is it. What we can do and what we are doing right now, and we're doing it right well, is to get across to our people who listen to us. If you know your uncle or you know somebody around, you know somebody authority, these arms are around, it can affect anybody. It's like when you're throwing stone in the dark. You don't know who is hating. This is what happened. How arm issues look like. I know I don't want to go back and know the effect of arms in our country or the what it brings to us. So anytime arms issue come out, it's just give me. I know what I went to. I know what I'm talking about when you talk about arms conflict. You know it. I know it, guys. So
We
what
lived,
we
we lived it.
yeah, what we can do here is make sure that we sing the song, we cry the cry, we shout the shout, and the people will listen. Those who will listen will listen. Will make that impact. So they make sure that those concerned or those concerns should take into action and investigate these allegations, whether through or not. Allegations could be false or it could be true, and make sure these things will not be repeated.
But
Or the
Jamal,
chance yeah.
Jamal, you're right. In a normal country, those are things that happen. But I don't think Liberia is a normal country because some of the things that happen and this guy play blind out to it in other country, it wouldn't the people won't sit back. You see, this allegation that came out, event service around for this particular Thomas Gallo, there's something that the government information arm should step in, the justice minister should now step in and get this thing under control. But usually when things like that happen, they are all muted. So in normal country, yes, you get people out there, they will craft on this government, say do something. But people could get out there, nothing come from out of it. That's Liberia. And that's the hurtful and the shameful part of our
So,
country.
so
Jamal,
what can we do? We can't call for. What can we do? Apart from what we're doing right now, we don't have the chance to get the right people to speak to. That could be another way. Those are we're concerned, like the Minister of Justice or whoever, the House of people in the House, all right to people to speak to. What the best thing we're doing now is to talk on the radio or on the Facebook or on the YouTube to call for action, people to civil people. I mean, people on the civil level to come out and tell the government or people like Liberia like these things are going on. Let's take action. Action in the sense that bring people to book, let them pay for their crimes. Or what do you think we can do, guys? Apart
no,
from
the
this,
thing is, I think it's
I
more to
think,
get people aware because you
yeah.
said something at a District 15, you did mention.
Mhm.
Remember when they put fear in those people? What happened when they went to the second round? People did not show out to vote. They can use it, seems so history kind of repeat itself. We
And
don't
this
know the
and this
intent.
is where my
We don't
concern.
know the intent of all of this. And when the government that is always muted on a lot of issue, it's hard for people to react. And when people react, you know what the consequences that follow. Those in authority also afraid to talk. So where are we?
Yeah, we
Okay,
another
that's
problem. Another problem we could also hold to. We don't have a very strong civil group where they will come and have these where we have to arrive like demonstrations, peaceful demonstrations, call government actions to these crimes, call government attention to these something. So action will take place. That's another way around it. But if we don't have a civil, we all split group, we're all doing it on interest based, then it become an issue. Because, like for instance, while an example could have been the COP those years back, were the powerful group that would have done better, people the government will listen to. But now, after COP, which civil group you think now will get out there and call for government action or call for civil action? It will take place. There's not. So we stay.
okay.
Go on. Sorry.
But I think our time is fast spent because we will be when we get on the radio, we'll be keeping in a time frame of 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we're just practicing. But let me get close on this one. I think the best thing we can do, you get end up with that question, what can we do? The best thing we as citizens of Liberia can do, especially those of us in the media can do, is to create that awareness that this is a danger within in a society, and it is incumbent upon all of our citizens, the ordinary people. You and I are always a victim of these things. So you keep your own watch. If you know some strange movement around your area, you can create that awareness. But again, it's hard. To whom do you report? Because the same people it's all the report to, they are the same people who do not take action, and they are the ones allegedly in this thing. So it's just a difficult thing. But our citizens, you need to take precaution. Be careful in what you do. Watch your surrounding, and report any strange incident. If you can report to the authorities maybe you can create a scene awareness among your neighbors and tell them, no, listen, there's a strange movement of people around here and this kind of thing. I think that will also help to make people safer in a way. But guys, let's transition because
Before we transition into that other topic, Linfo, I want us to actually look at this voter registration before transition into the other one.
we don't you think we'll be moving there on the next topic? Because okay, yeah, put it on. There's we can tie to this thing. Put it on. You are right.
Yeah, because election just around the corner. The government NEC have been registering people under age. And look at this one here. Look at these three little kids. This one in the middle look like 8 years old, 9 years old, and 10 years old with voter registration card. The three of them. These are babies. They not even reached 14 to say they closer to 18. They holding voter registration card. Now, look at this other guy here. This is a man called himself Ruth. Maybe he a transgender in Maryland County. And this is a situation that this guy may be having another voter registration card with his name Paul Davis on it. We don't. So these are issues that people should be aware of.
Well, put that picture back again. The picture with the guy. Put it back, please. Okay. You see, if you look at this picture carefully, this is a man, and he's calling himself Ruth Uwe Keter or Uwe Ruth Keter. Now,
a female.
Then if you look at the right-hand side on your screen, you see the date of birth is December 6th or 6th of, I don't know how the system, the dating system goes in Liberia, but according to here,
if 12th of the 6th.
Yeah, if it was in Norway, it would be the 12th of the 6th month, which is June, and 20 something. So does this guy look somebody who was born in the 20, okay, let's just say 2000. Let's put it to 2000 because from 1999 we enter, from 99 we enter 2000. So if this guy was 20 or born in 2000, because we can see the last figures there. So what does it look at his face? And then a lot of discrepancies that he is Ruth or man calling himself Ruth. So you see the kind of irregularities that the voter registration process, the BVR, that is the biometric voter registration, is already experiencing. And there are some places, Paul, you can take it down. There are some places where people are reporting that the networkers are not even showing up because machines are broken down. People are not taking pay, so they're not even registering. So how do the people register people who want to vote? And this is just part of Maryland.
So where about this one here? Talk about these kids, the babies.
Yeah, we're coming there. See, these are the regular. Will go. You see the man, then you go gain money, and then that kind of man, the last thing you care to vote. How are they doing a registration? Is it that the NEC workers are not qualified, or is it that somebody is doing something intentional? Then look at the kids. Put the kids' picture there, Paul. Look at the kids, and you as parents, you sit down, you allow your children under age to go and register. So what if these people are stopped by election poll watchers during the day of the election? What will happen? Don't you think there will be confusion? Because people will say, oh no, they're stopping the voters from voting. And then when time comes, there will be confusion at a particular pool. And what will happen? That pool is closed down. There will be violence. Guys, talk to me.
Okay. Listen, I just want to look at a few things here. I'm not looking at I'll go to where the issue the guy's carrying, believed to be a guy carrying a lady's names and age. You got probably age. I'll argue that.
Jemma, if you argue, do we have a transgender in Liberia now?
Maybe that woman that's yellow like male.
I'll argue that. I'll make my case. Give me a chance. I'll make my point on that.
Yeah,
let's speak to the kids, but I also got a point on that. When you look at these things, guys, let's critically look at issues. Mm-hmm. The pictures we're seeing here is saying that those young guys having ID cards in their hand far off. It doesn't say is their ID card or somebody else's ID card. Can you show me?
It says that the photo registration card, we can expand it for you.
Can you see the clear picture if the picture's on the ID card or you see it far off?
See it clear.
Well, I didn't see that. That's my point. I need to see that those guys, their face on the ID card says their name, their picture, and their age. Then I can argue the case they are kids. That's one point. So what we need to make, you got to be careful making comment on this platform, guys. Somebody may have put this case out there and hold somebody else's ID card. You can't show me where it shows that it's their face on the ID card.
Jema,
Anybody can argue it. Let me let's be honest here. Anybody can argue this.
Jema is making his point, Paul.
yeah,
I'm
he
making
made
my
a point.
point. I'm making my point. Show me the picture that says that one of them's face on our ID card.
Okay, well, let me ask you one question.
No, I'll come to that point. Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah, let me ask you. Why would children like this be holding voters? Or let's say that parents, are you assuming that it is for their parents or big brothers?
No, let me tell you something. It could go against the opposition. It can go for the opposition, or it can go for the government. Somebody can put look, a stronghold of the opposition. Somebody can put them there. So this is what the opposition are doing, maneuvering in, giving ID card to people. It could be far off. They didn't come closer. If you want to be clear with it, the ID card should be facing close shot picture. Show the face on that person on the ID card. Then you have the case to argue. That's one. Second to the point that this is what you need to argue. I can't argue with underage.
No. I take your point. You may not be right. You may be wrong.
You may be wrong. It could be against all four. So it could be against the neck. It could be for the neck. But neck can argue the case like, well, it proved that they were the case for the ID card. It's a picture. It's just a picture. So my far off. It doesn't say who is the person on the ID card. You can see it. I can see it. I mean, I'm wearing glasses. I can see it. That's another case. Let's get it. We shouldn't be arguing.
That could be the problem because your eyes could be.
Yeah, but you can't tell me, Paul, right now. Make that picture bigger. Let me see that if one of those pictures got face on the ID card. Show it bigger to the audience and me watching right now.
I'm working on it. Make it bigger to convince you. So you
that will be fine. I want to see that and I'll argue on the age of that case. I'm going back to the guy with the female name. What I will argue here is I can come and call myself Josephine Smith. I'm a man. That's my right. If I register under that name, listen, if I register under that name Liberia with the female name, I have a right to that with the world we are in now.
Josephine Smith and gender female. So it's written there. If you can't see, should I make it bigger?
No. This is different. I'm just giving two cases. Paul, go put something. I'll just talk about a young kid. For I can call myself Josephine Smith with a man face, right? Right? With a man face, and I can stand Josephine Smith, and I can be female. My facial look does not say that I'm not female. My face alone, you're looking at that guy as a man. You could be a female down there. You don't know. It happened to I want to argue the case here for the fact that there was a South African runner. You know that was with the man muscular.
Yeah.
Can you say that she's a female if you see her face? No.
I mean,
so we can argue.
Maybe colorblind. Let me put this out again.
No. It doesn't matter, Paul.
Argue your point. I want you to see because they got look at my cousin. So look at him.
It doesn't matter. It can be it allow this guy even look like more female than me than men.
Okay.
No, listen, guys. Listen, let's be honest here. If you're making case on this thing, we need to be factual here.
No, I agree.
This guy can be a female. It can be a female. There are a lot of people.
I always say everybody will look at things from a different perspective. If you give 3 of us elephant to describe in 1,000 ways differently from each other. So
and one thing we should also understand, if I really want to make up, I'll make up and I put wig on, I can see that you tell me myself I'm a female. If a woman really cut her hair down, don't care to do any makeup and take a picture, it can be a man. That's a face. It was not the body.
So let me ask you, are you disputing that there are no kind of irregularities?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, if we are arguing this case on this platform, let's have facts before we argue them.
Okay, I agree 100%.
So,
because
this parent who decided to sue Ned because his 3 children at the age of 13, 12 were given voter registration card. And he decided to sue Ned. So that's why I'm looking for. I'm keep quiet to argue the case for what Jamal is saying. It could be somebody gave them. This parent is actually taking Ned to quote that this is wrong. And this case picture, when I'm enlarging, then you see what your argument here, then you know what is happening.
But to be frank, Jamal has a point. What Jamal is saying.
Yeah, the allegation all around the country, people are seeing it, they've been complaining. It's not just now news, it's all over the place.
People could be. I also want to agree with Jamal at some point that people could be complaining.
Agree with Jamal.
So do we have a fact who gave these children the ID card, or is it, are they registering for opposition, or are they registering? But the fact that Jamal, I also want to disagree with you at a certain point. we are saying that it could be for opposition, it could be for government. My point of argument is NEC is not supposed to even register underage children, whether they want to vote for me or they're going to vote for you. It doesn't matter. They are not supposed to be registered.
But I brought that in for the fact that they look the whole system infiltrated in Liberia. Like somebody just commented right now, if they can't handle the armed cash key, why would they do with the voter restriction?
And that person is right.
I come to the point where we say that when CPP took NEC to court for this district demarcation, right? Up to present, we didn't hear and they threw the case out of court. So I'll argue my point for a logical point. Not on the fact of if the system is not infiltrated. Of course it is. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying to you here that guys that I believe in that we should raise issue that we have tangible information, guys. The issue of this thing, because there are people that analyze the video. If you look at this, somebody can we shouldn't be carried away with these pictures. I mean, it make news, but let's get something. You give me a picture file of no person. How can they prove it? It can be for somebody can sell Buster. You just stand there, take picture. We embarrass NEC. Just stand over there, put something won't embarrass NEC. It could be that way too. But it doesn't say that there are picture on our ID cards. And the guy that you're talking about is a female. It could be a female. He could cut his hair. People are there cut their hair. You did not see the bottom part of the person's breast. It's just the face. Face doesn't say you're male or female. It's not written there. Also, your hair is flat or your earrings before you see the female. So there's no case here, guys.
It's no case. I guess I see in Liberia now we got transgender. It's just simple.
No, I'm not saying that. I said that guy could be female. That's what I'm saying.
Also, that we have transgender.
No, I'm not arguing. I don't know about that. No, but what I know, he could be a female because definitely he could be a female. He could roof Keter because her face only. He did not plait his hair. He did not grow his hair, or she did not grow her hair.
Why are you calling he?
No, that's what you're saying. It could be a slave tone, but she did not grow her hair, did not put her earrings. She didn't want to do makeup. Not take pictures.
So I mean, let our audience say something about the picture because
put that picture on the audience.
They good at distinguish women from men. So let our audience
look at the
picture.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I wonder, female good. They have a way of picking these things.
Just a face. A face cannot tell you a female or male. Paul. It doesn't work like that. No, there are a lot of work to be done. You can't do that. You can't do a female from me with just a face picture. No, Paul.
I'm just asking. Because if a transgender appear here with makeup and all that, according to you, we may not even know. So maybe women get away of identifying. So I'm just asking.
Take that picture. I remember when I was in, I think, 10th or 11th grade, we used to go drill and we were in a barracks. And there was this guy, I know whether a man or woman, from FDA, the FDA, they used to wear khaki. So I was on the line, the FDA people were right in front of me. They were just men, I know that man or woman. And up to now, my whole life, I've been thinking about this. The guy, he was saying, he get breast, then the ball big, but he looking at man, the face. And up to now, I can't figure out. So I think you might be right, but this other picture, can't convince me that man. But anyway, we are all entitled to our opinions. So, but we just hope that it's not a man and using woman's name. And then what we try to avoid here is to call attention to anything that would be irregularities.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. And the policy. I agree. So that's.
I agree that the system is easily infiltrated. I agree that the last time you saw Honorable Yeka Kolba was pointing out somebody was sitting at the polling restriction area. We saw that on the video. Chasing somebody out of CDC person. We saw that. I'm not arguing the fact that the system is not infiltrated. I'm not arguing the fact that the system is not corrupt. I'm not arguing the fact that somebody is messing up with the system. What I'm arguing here, we will make case here, guys. Anything can get on the social media, we'll grab it and run with it. We don't behave like when they say somebody is gay, you want to say this person is gay. That's my point. My point here is this guy is on a face. If you got a chance to put the runner from South Africa, if you put a face out, anybody who did not follow the story will tell you that that person is a male. That everybody on that platform knows very well. Now, let's go to the fact that my point with this person, whether it's a female or male, I'm not worried about the gender orientation here. What I'm worried about his age or her age. If she fit in the age frame corridor, let her go, let her vote. The argument is not carrying man, carrying woman name. I don't want to go down and just put down. I mean, bring down your pants. Let's see what is in there. Once you know your age fit, let's vote. And you cannot argue in this age that if I carry Jamal come today and saying I'm called Josephine this one, do you argue that? Of course, on the phone it says that gender, sex, male, and order. Now in Europe, that's what you do, right? If you go to film phone, they say sex. Is it gender? They will say male, female, and order. Order is anything. It can be, I mean, two, because they have created that into form nowadays. Now you cannot argue or question my sexual orientation.
Okay, let me. You mentioned something about the age. So how do you think you would argue about anything about age?
No, you guys were looking at the paper there. You were looking at what the age was not written properly, or something was not written properly.
The first DJ is 2, so that's why I just extended it to 2000.
Yeah, whatever the case may be, that could have been done in a way, because the way they do the numbering, the year numbering in Norway, in Europe, and other parts is different. In Liberia, could be different.
No. The last 4 DJ will be the year. That one.
So why it says about age? Let's go
2023.
Please put it back. What is the age? Why it says about age there?
It started with a 2. So then that's what I was saying. Because from 1999 we entered 2000. So I just put it to 2000. It will be 2000. It got to be, you say, you were born 2023.
06 2 onward. Maybe that 2. There's some different number there.
Yeah, where you looking at?
Where you looking at? Where you looking at?
Female. On the right-hand side. Look at female. Date of birth.
Gender female. Then date of birth. Is it
12 06 and 2 something following.
Yeah,
that means 2000 something.
Yeah, so that was we just push it back to 2000. So let's say the guy.
That's a great. That's all the female. No, the woman. As far as it's concerned, is you can't. You got to say the female is considered to be born. That's a good point of argument. Age could be, because anybody born in 2000 will be under age now. I agree with that. That we can argue. But the argument of the age of sex or gender, I can't stand.
No.
The reason why we're pointing on that too, because you argue with the case, say the case picture was not showing. So I'm just putting something together here. If the case that we're looking at, that we seeing the honor age, you made your point, which is clear. We cannot verify that because of the photo, we agree. But then this guy who faced, she was here, a Ruth was born the 12th of the 6th, 2000 something. We can't see the rest of it. So Ruth, looking at Ruth's face over there.
Maybe Ruth was born 2023.
No, you can be born 2000.
Yeah, okay. Yes. But we don't know.
We don't know.
But why is it? Look, you see the point where we do. The person that circled that particular age should have circled the whole age. You just circled the 12 of the 6. So it could born December 6, 2000 and 2000.
But
that's how it is.
I think the person was not actually looking at the age. The person was looking at the gender, because the gender is what the person trying to see. Yeah. So anyway, but what we hope is not happening is that no irregularity. That's the thing we want to highlight here.
And another thing, you should also understand that whether the ID card that the kids are showing are they real voter cards.
Yeah, but we're not arguing about that again because we can't verify it.
No, they are real voter card, but you want to see their face on it. They are ID card.
Yes, expand the voter card to show that they are real voter registration card, BVR card. Show me.
I'll do
it.
We
don't have that much time. Next time you have
ID card. So
okay.
You say somebody could give them a card, but it is a voter ID card.
Okay. Okay, no argument. No, I rest my case.
Okay, but anyway, yeah. Lord Wisdom said my concern is about a 3 case holding the photo ID, claiming to be. So I don't know what is Lord's concern. Yeah, that's our concern. But then
everybody has got a good concern.
Yeah, we cannot prove whether it's their photo ID card.
It could be Jamal gave an ID to one of the cases to hold, so we can't prove it until that is.
But folks, it may sound a little bit funny, but we try to avoid these things because let's assume that these ID cards actually belong to these kids, right? And then I'm a election observer, okay, for one party, and then Paul is another, and Chima is another. We are all from 3 different parties. And then you see these kids showing up because when they get in the booth, we don't know who they're going to vote for, though. Okay, so we see these 3 kids showing up, and according to the rules, nobody under age should have voters registration card to vote. And they come. What will you do as party representative for your party? Will you say that and allow them to go simply because they got voter card? No, you will say no, it's not allowed. And then I will say no. Probably I know that they're going to vote for my party. I said no, they got to go. Then the person know, then we start to, the scuffle will start. This is what we're trying to avoid, because the confusion, one small thing, simple thing, could blow a whole precinct out. It could blow a whole precinct off, with confusion and all this kind of thing. And they will say, oh, there were confusion at this polling center and the voters could not vote and all these things. So we try to raise the alarm before time.
Linfa is rare. What Jamal just said, it could happen at the police center. Argument could break out. Somebody look at a female, like how Jamal described this young person, and somebody like me will say, no, this guy, and he see no.
Now when he say you're going to bury, you're going to
start at a police center. I mean, so these are things that people need to watch.
Somebody say, my man, or my girl, they will say, okay, but then it will be hard because you know the person say a woman, okay, it's a woman, okay, then we assign a woman to you to go take your clothes. Because I think that's what happened in the case of the South African girl, right? Yeah, they had to assign a lady to her to make sure, to verify.
Yes,
so
she was.
That what happened when it happened at the police station, that each setting, you say, my man, you are, you man or you woman, a woman, okay, one woman go there, we'll see. If they made a man, then now they can say, okay, if the woman come by and say they made a man, and that woman, and then that confusion
but
right there.
The argument now break up before they come to that conclusion. You think like
okay, but I think let's transition quickly to our next point, which is but guys, this case is over. But why is Front Page Africa raising this case again about the former VP Ambassador Joe Boakai, who has picked his running mate already, all set for 2023 October 10? Then Front Page Africa is bringing the story back that he actually agreed, okay, to connive with, or I don't know whether I'm using the right word, but
according to the story, there is there Linfa. In a private meeting, Boakai agreed to help Cephas prosecute Cummings.
Yes.
Deal or no deal. That's Front Page.
So that is a connivance, to connive is to join together to want to do something. Now, so why is Front Page raising this thing when the case has been laid to rest? So, anybody got idea why?
I think I like the job of Frank. There are few papers in Liberia, newsprint in Liberia that I have respect for. When they bring anything, I can put my neck on the line and I say it's true. They will do investigation. In journalism, you investigate, you double check your sources, double check research, double check, verify, double check, verify.
Make comparison with what
before
you hearing from different
sources. And the sources should be reliable sources. This is my argument I was bringing out, guys. I hope I didn't take you back with regard to the ID card stuff. Facebook, this guy will not bring this something like that without. These lot of things happening on Facebook right now. And if you pick it wrong with it, you at the end of the day, you kind of like you bow down your head in shame. Went back to like my credit goes to front page news, one of the news I respect because they double check our story. I think they're bringing their case back because it's a reminder to Liberians to be aware of these politicians, more especially the old man himself, and the role he played because he stood clean hands in the whole game. He said he was not going to testify. He was going to explain what he knows about the case. They're bringing it up now to be aware that this is what happened. And, it's a reminder of what happened. And when doing a test, when you were testifying or what you were saying, what he knows about the case, he's too innocent that, they were pushing the old man against the wall because of they put the blame on, what the old man is. When someone when I call Bob Bennett. When I say Bob Bennett, say, why am I?
No, Bob Bennett, the man from Oregon.
Okay, Uncle Bob Ben. Bob Ben, who started the case and other people got involved. So, and the old man stood there doing like innocent because he was in the center of the case and one of the leaders of the CPP at the time. They have to bring him to say something. But now nobody knew these stories that are coming out. The newspaper is bringing these stories for us to know what the characters of these people we are dealing with. When Mr. Boakai went to the court, he said he did not know, legally did not know who his Mr. Cummings was. And that was a shock to most of us. You know that. We were surprised that he could go out there as an older man, an elderly man, to go and say something that in our court. He at home. What we do traditionally, if he is traditional man, and sit home and resolve that case while going to court. But he refused to do as the elderly man in our court. So what
I want to argue too, because you argue about this article too. Let me argue too. Right here. You think front page Africa is being fair to Syrebius Cephas and the woman because they did not, the reporter did not give their side of the story that this is mere accusation.
No, listen, no, you don't say that. In journalism, you know, listen, Akami, in journalism, I'll tell you something. In journalism, they have facts. You don't have to, I will tell you, if you did read our story, they will say that they're trying to reach out, they did not reach out for a comment. They will make fact, and if you come, because they know whatever they're putting out there, they may be dragged to court. So they got facts before they release those information. That's why I said at the start of my statement that I respect them because they double check their story before they release anything. And I can tell you, nothing will come against these people because whatever front page newspaper, front page Africa report, they hold on to facts. You can't do anything to them.
But they've been writing some erratum as well. They've been writing some erratum.
Show me one that they went to court and they were found guilty.
No, not going to court. They brought court cases against them by writing an erratum.
He can make mistake or he can make anything. Journalism.
They are not perfect though.
Yeah, but no, they are not perfect. But the issue, like story like against Mr. Boakai about all the deal, no deal, they have facts. And they will not release information without facts. So I'm telling you that your case, you then hold against them because they know what they're saying. And whatever they reported is true because they're telling you the character of a person. Why is it bringing the case out now? They want to tell the character of people we are dealing with. When when the old man is vying for the job as a president, can you trust him? Look what he did to Yombly and other people, what he did to Costa. And he was in the same CPP, you stood there behaving innocent. Old man said quiet, he's a respect man, he's very knowledge, he's very cultured, we like him, he quiet. But he was the man in the background causing more trouble. Look at that's why they're telling us that you need to know the characters of people you're dealing with. That's the reason front page Africa is bringing these people, not against him, but they want to expose the character of people we are dealing with as politicians. That's the message for us. And the Syrebius Cephas who have been punished, reprimanded for things that you were fronting for people, now you're taking the kick. And the old man is there enjoying the ride, saying that he was innocent, somebody just accused for no reason. They're telling us, be aware of Mr. Boakai. He is dangerous.
Do you have any picture of that case?
Well, I'm trying to pull all the picture from that case. There's other photographs. Yeah, hold on. Let me see something here. Because what happened, where Jemma is seeing, there's another picture here, and front page is seeing Boakai
to Cephas.
Yes.
Is everything uncles?
Everything uncle? Yes. So there's the day that he appeared in court to testify. So front page now done their homework, and I agree with Jamal here. They done their homework. That wait a minute, we keep seeing this is the wise man in the room. This is the man that everybody saw, the unifier, the fixer, not the fixer, but the rescuer. So he been out there as somebody who been in the arena for long and he understands the arena. But I'll bring you back to history. When I said months ago, in my entire life, I never heard that opposition party join the government to prosecute another opposition party. So that means the former ruling establishment, they're not opposition. Because if you join somebody to prosecute somebody that all of you are fighting for a seat, you're now opposition. So when they keep calling for the thing, say opposition unity, is front page now reminding us, be careful, election is just around the corner. People should be wise. And they're digging out these stories to say, no, it was not Benina Ure alone these people were in consultation with the government. And a good at Henry Costa, he got a way of seeing things. He said it in one of his podcasts that yes, we're working for the government. We are working with the government to prosecute Mr. Cummings. He said it. So front page done a homework by telling us now, y'all be mindful of what you wish for. This will not be the person that you see out there. Remember the story too? I'll go back. After 2017 election, the former president, Ellen Johnson, were blamed. Mr. Cummings was also blamed because he said, ANC, y'all go and vote whoever you want to vote for. Because he did not say, oh, y'all vote for this person, Unity Party used that against him. So he said he went to court. He said, I only came to testify because the government brought me. For Christ's sake. So front page is something that front page know we need to dig more into that story. I agree with you, Jamal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linford, listen, I know you want to say something quickly. You know, the whole thing happening here, people always say that I wish I'm against that opposition against one another. Look, those guys came after Mr. Cummings. They came after him and dragged him to court. He didn't bring any issue into the opposition or party or the collaboration they had. So the problem was they started it and they dragged him to court. He did not go back against anybody. He did not drag them back to court. And now today, who is helping or newspaper is helping or telling all the story behind the whole story.
Yep.
They're telling us the story. And we need to be, those stories will go in print. They are in print, they'll be there for years, for ages, for generations. We'll hold against these people. We are telling the people Mr. Joe Boakai is not innocent.
Exactly.
He's not innocent. That's why this guy is qualifying the story. This is why, this is the reason front page Africa is qualifying the story. Mr. Joe Boakai is not innocent. He's the man that's throwing these hands. He's the one in the dark that's throwing the stones. He's not. They just the case. And now we see what's happening right now. And he sat there. Brent Johnson went and put his hand on his thing, a blood-stained hand on his head. He praying for him. How can you think? Does it make sense? And he said he's a very experienced old man. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. The experienced old man, you see that someone praying for him. Brent Johnson went and prayed for you in church. Put your hand on his head. Pray for him. What kind of God?
Do you remember? Do you remember the famous quote from him that he can even dance with the devil to win? So
who is desperate? The word desperation is who? Is him.
Exactly.
No, talking about devil. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's desperate to be president. He wants to complete a term because he became 12 years vice president. He want to be president even for 2 years. He want to be president. Who is desperate here?
Give me chance. Who you will blame? You hear people all on the internet. Oh, Mr. Cummings just to go honor the old man. As if to say this old man has bought this presidency, he has inherited it as a throne that he must be, and everybody else must go honor. That's why I asked somebody. I said, I agree, Mr. Cummings was supposed to go honor him, right? But just give me one reason why he is entitled to this presidency that anybody who wants to become future president must go honor him, and the president can't answer because you're 12 years for president. So then why did he run against Georgia in the past election? So if I also tell Georgia in the past election, our 12 years for president can't go honor me.
And why is it that? So to support your claim, why is it that Ellen did not support him to go as president?
Exactly. This is the point, Jamal, and that's the thing.
And he has 17 counts against Ellen, 17 good counts against grudges, malice, kept it for him. He said, now when people like Costa, Yombly, DeLong start backing him, then one morning, you see, no, he withdrew the carpet under their feet. Now the old man you must be vice president for. They warn you, Mr. Cummings can't go for him. No way.
And what's the guy named my friend Edwin Snow? Edwin Snow posted conversation between him and this woman, where the woman threatened him. You, Eddie, the betray me, you pay for it. Politically, you pay for it. So you see, this woman is somebody who holds grudge, but we've been saying this thing long here, that Ellen, with all you can say about her, Ellen will not be, I don't want to use the word stupid, to have somebody as her vice president for 12 years, and the person complained that he was parked as Oka, and time for the president to take over after Ellen has stepped down to continue with their legacies, quote unquote, and then Ellen will refuse. to back that person. There is something that this woman knows that we don't know. And I think she had decided to just keep it to herself because what if she forces it out, people will say, oh, she against the woman. So she will let him go for his own fight. If he wins, that's it.
There is a saying in Liberia, Jamal once said, there is a saying in Liberia that Eddie does not forgive. You remember people say Eddie don't forgive. Something he might have done to Eddie that we don't know. And only Ellie and he know.
You know, Apo, to add to that, I would love to read Ellie memoir. You know, Ellie going to do her because a lot of things you say about that old man, about that lady, but specifically about Uncle Joe Boakai, because there'll be something in that memoir that Ellen will write. It will be specifically about the vice president, which is a 12 years that we don't know about, and the people are pushing that the old man is the best person. How can you? There's the best prescription. Look at what's coming out with the old man. What he did recently to the people the Yomli, to Costa, to the other people. They trust that when he said we should go with vice president. Where? Vice president where? Is this a just continue, man?
Right. You see, where front page they don't all favor here. That front, we need to get the original story in that front page. Because what happened here, after the Omen did this to Yom, that when front page published this, that wait, this is not a new thing. This is the Omen behavior. And that's what front page went for. He sat with these people, they plan. They sat with Syrebius Cephas, they plan who going to put Mr. Cummings out there, who going to prosecute him, and they will come to be the state witness. They plan it all. It was not something hidden. They planned it because they planned it. That plan, thank God to Mr. Cummings that used an international connection to have that case collapse because that was their intent. You see, to kill his political career, they planned it. But and they say, the government only called me to testify. It was planned. So Front not expose them.
It's very simple. Because from the start, if he was the wisest man and the oldest man in the room, under whose regime this whole conflict started in the CPP, it didn't start during Bernard's time. It didn't start during Mr. Cummings' time. It didn't start during Yomli's time. It started during his time.
No, it started Yomli's time. The thing is that Yomli was the one they
one to use it. Okay. Yeah. Now, so then he should have arrested. He should have arrested the situation right there and say, no, listen, no need to go to court. We are all in this thing. Let's sit down and talk in here. But that he will choose rather to go to the court because he was subpoenaed. But the thing is, they say when you're pointing your one finger at somebody, the other four pointing right back at you.
Yeah.
And all of them are connived. What happened today? You know, I was listening to a past tape, that interview that Costa did with Bernard really all the time. And Bernard was making some points, but we don't have time for that now to go into it. It's only a lesson to people who would think that they all are in cahoots to bring one person down. You know, I always make, like the white man, I'm not afraid to say the white man, they let them discriminate against a black man. Put one black man, one far white man, or 10 white men, all of them, you are the topic, you are the bad person. But more that black man remove so then they start to go behind each other now. Oh, the other man saw, the other man thought, the other man, So same Mr. Cummings was a man that they didn't like somebody wrote here. He was like opposition within the CPP to them.
That's right.
Yeah. So they didn't like him because of his policy. So they want to get rid of him. But after they got rid of him, what happened now? And they fought, the fight broke up among them. What happened? They started pulling the carpet from each other now. So where is the Costa today? Where is the Bernard? Bernard was talking something. The other day in that interview with Costa. If I had time, I'll pull it up one day. But again, like you said, Paul, that I think Front Page Africa is trying to enlighten the minds of the people about this old man, who he is, what the true color is, because it will trace him back to Ellington. Why I think Ellen will disagree to lift his hand when he was supposed to continue that legacy. And the first thing, the old man just a betrayal. When all the good things come, when United Party Bureau that day. But when bad thing happened, then he said, no, I was back. I was not there. So tell me. Yeah, taking back
to the $30 million arrest project that was taken to his county. couldn't go anywhere. He failed. He said he was not responsible. And he was he was advisor to that committee. He received money to go and I don't know, man. We got a lot of information. Then 30 million US to Ambassador Wendell McIntosh that he was taken to a Foya district to go to start a farm. He was kind of ahead of the whole. He knew about the whole show. When the program failed, what did he do? He raised his hand.
Before the 2017 election, McIntosh raised that issue. Guess who went in the defense of the old man? Our own friend, Evan Morris, because he worked with the old man, he went on radio station said anything, but McIntosh actually exposed the old man. He did that.
The old man will tell us that he didn't work in government for more than 40, 45 years, and then comes and tell us that he's living on loan. Hey man, even as poor as some of we are not work for any government or whatever, we can still survive without loan. So you work all the 45 years, then you begin. If you are only former LPNC director, managing director, or if you are only former agriculture minister a long time ago, Jota and Towata, we say, okay, the woman probably use all your money. But this woman is so dishonest that he will come and say he's living on loan. When you talk it, then people say, oh no. And he's rated as, I think, the 4th or 5th richest man in Liberia. Then he say he's living on loan. So is it that dishonest that he can pay on loan that he told a long time ago?
So what did he do with his money? 12 years they were paying him. How much the salary of the advancement in Liberia?
This is what we call deceit to the higher level. When you play pro, 12 years, that thing fool said to eat that many pay for food. It was on the government. I'm telling you. Maybe for clothes, when they travel, they get traveling allowance. So his own salary did not even buy him.
What about the money from Group of 77?
I'm not coming to that one yet because that's something else. So his own salary that he was getting for 12 years, the car that he was running, it was not on him. Not his car.
Gasoline.
Everything. Because electricity business was high in Liberia, they were using generator, government fuel. So you think on this, for 12 years, he didn't spend a dime on even food to eat.
Then people say he's clean. And when nobody had ever conducted independent audit of him. So they say, oh,
let's forget about that independent or where that salary went.
To Sierra Leone.
Okay. 12 years.
Wait, let me understand something. So even if the old man is dumping all the money in Sierra Leone, why he's suffering instead selling cold water at a house? Then he's dumping all the money in Sierra Leone.
I mean, that is deceit to the higher level. You don't get the whole thing. The old man.
No, I agree, but why would you want to suffer yourself like that?
He pretend. So people feel sorry for him. Oh, the man selling cold water. But after that, he still get $800 as his pension under this government when he left office.
Then he went mad, died. May also rest in peace. Then Joey getting 2,000. Then when they talk about it, then he get there. Because you leave me alone. You sorry for saying sorry for even myself. If I knew at that time, I would have given him maybe $100. Get to help him. Say if you guys begging for money. So you see, let me tell you, Liberian people, you got to open your eyes. The voters, and I've said it over and over. If you turn fool, you Liberian people, and vote for United Party, come back in 1.5 years time and praise Joshua, you will come back and say Joshua government was good. If you don't do it, when you see me walking, change my name. Well, yeah, seriously. And the people make mistake and for this old man, they will come back 6 months time or 1.5 years time and say, hey, Joshua was good. So, guys, I think our time is fast spent. Let's go to the last thing now. Now, with all of what we're talking, there is a solution. Okay? There is a solution. The solution is you, the voters. You don't have to be fooled anymore. Look at all the candidates that are in a race. No. Long time ago, when I was small boy, I remember I went with my grandfather one time to vote somewhere. And I didn't know I was small boy, but at least my grandfather took me there. What I saw the people doing that told me time. They would just say, President Tor, I think they say, Tome, vote, like that. So it was one party, no party. I remember all the people were coming, driving that piece of paper for Tome. Okay? So that was that, or that was then. But now, we are in 2023. where even your great-great-grandfather have telephone that they can listen to the news. They have information at their fingertips. It's not a long time ago that our people did not have information. Anything that's happening now, at least if your father or mother can read, you can read it and try to explain it to them for them to understand. So you photos, do not let people come and lie to you. No, question the people that are coming to you to ask you for vote. Ask them, what can you do for me? What do you think? No, or forget about yourself, but think about your children's future. You may be old. Your time is gone already. But think about the children that you leave behind. What are you leaving for them? What is their future in Liberia? Should they be like you, get old and die, voting for people who will come and rob them and go ahead? But there's a solution, and that solution is you photos. You have that. That's why we're stressing on that photos card. That photo card is a power that you will use to put somebody over you, and that person will determine what happens to you. Whether you suffer, whether you enjoy, it depends on that photos card. But there is one man in this race. Mr. Cummings is saying, no, listen, you guys have been voting for all the other leaders, but I am here to make the difference. So Mr. Cummings is throwing a challenge up there to you. Use Mr. Cummings' example. Go and ask all the other voters, what are you going to do for us? Okay? But Mr. Cummings has promised that he will take the CPP, that is the collaborating political parties, to victory, no matter what. So Liberian people do not be afraid that these people have been lying to you, so no hope for you. No, there's a hope. So Mr. Cummings said, I am ready to take the CPP to victory. And how does he do that? You have to vote for him. You have to cast a vote for him. And Mr. Cummings is now going on an ANC ticket at the parliament. So when you go to vote that day, do not look for ANC. Look for what? CPP. Any of you can chime in.
What the face? Show the face that will be on that ballot paper, Paul.
Hold on.
You can pull out as many pictures as you can. Yeah, I know. Because most of the pictures.
While Paul is looking for something, one thing I want to add to Linford's statement was, not only what can you do for me, what have you been doing before?
Yes.
Show me track record. If you do something, if you've done something that we want to see that you can be proud of, show me some. Not like we were doing that, I was there, I didn't get the opportunity. At least you spend a day there. What did you do for a day? Do you have any foundations going around that helping people that in need? Do you be in the schools? Do you be anything about people? Not like buying empty lines and give the people to make fun. But what did you give them? It's just like when you're telling the old man Zimbabwe, they got rid of the people and gave the empty land, no food to plant. So we ask them, like my brother said, what can you do for me? But what have you been doing before? That's another good question. You want to see your past records. If you compare the candidates, you will see who has the heavyweight. This is where you can judge the person who can do something good for that country. And we compare that. That's what we are singing. We are saying, ask them, what have you done before?
Okay.
It's all yeah. Okay.
There is something that Joseph Konto wrote here. Who all remember when we were young boys, the PL480 rifle?
Yes.
What was it called? Pusawa?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the real name, PL480. Okay. And that rifle was under the US public law. That was rice that was being supplied to Liberia. So everybody should let Pusawa. We don't want to eat Pusawa. Now, there is an audit report there about the former VP Boakai. Okay, and if you read that audit report, you'll see a reason why he was dismissed. He's indicted in that public report, in that audit report from the PM480. So all the people who always going around, hey, the old man, that clean man, that innocent man, cat, C-A-T, cat, cat always look innocent, Even a cat does anything bad, it will say that look sorry for when you look at the face that you want to beat it. You see, that the kind of people the old man is. When you're talking, he can't talk, but deep down, if you open your heart and you lay it down, you read it, no, you run.
Yeah, that's true. We don't want to be going to our country, the people who be dancing buga. We tired seeing buga dancer. We tired seeing someone living on batteries, and all they use is our money to pay his debt. Those are things we have to be very careful, because if you live in debt, you have all the money that come around. The first thing you want to do, declare your debts. Without saying book denso, now we know book denso. Once see somebody really now to do something good for us.
Now, the man who said Mr. Coming that gay. Now, here in there, you're on Joe Boakai, that the man is building $20 million estate in Freetown. But my question is, now I ask you guys, granted that this story is true, right? So why would they build $20 million over there? Then you lay down like bringing that way built in 1940. You stay in that, you have to prove what? To prove that, you poor, or I don't understand. So why you suffer yourself?
Well, we understand that Omega got his some kind of heritage link with Sierra Leone, so that's why you invest.
So you have a picture, you guys. Before you can talk about this photo.
Yeah, okay.
CPP.
So, now, in this picture, Mr. Cummings is not wearing glasses. So, and now everybody, you can't wear the glasses every day to sleep with or whatever. So, this is the man that you'll be looking for on a ballot. Certain picture, maybe on that ballot sheet, you might see him with the glasses. It will not change him. He's the same man. The same way I let him wear my glasses when I'm reading, when ordinarily I take it off. So I'm still the same person. All the clothes we wear, we're not wearing the same clothes tomorrow. We take it off, but we are still the same. So when you go on the ballot pack, look for CPP. C as in cat, P as in papa, and P as in papa. CPP.
Well, how much are they? You can't read and write. So the picture.
The picture will show.
You look at the man. If you can't read and write, you see that's the only man among all the people that run that only man who know like that. Joe Boakai, so he's not only that man.
I know, like they arrest you because you are campaigning already, not campaign time.
I know, guys, we have to go, but something really caught my mind here, and I beg you, I just want to throw light on it. One of the most corrupt person in Liberia called Buffer Chima. He was in my county. The new banknote that were printed. I just want Jamal, because I know you let it go the other way. Maybe this money will not be verified by you because we don't have the
Jamal said that money.
Tell me something about this one. This is Buffer Chima standing out there with the new banknote. He packed it and giving it out to people. You see those women? That bonus of banknote, the new banknote, because now Buffer Chima is in trouble for his seat. He going to marry, then he going to plead specifically where he going to run to be re-elected if he dishing up money. I know, Jamal, you say it's a fake paper they put together for some reason, but
no, I don't think Jamal will say that.
Why you will conclude for me? You wanted me to say something? Give me room. I will say what I want to say.
Just because you are looking at he, she, and you say they could make so they want could be the paper not verified, so you can talk to all on this.
We don't have much time with that. We're just talking about just stop stealing our money. If you want to go in details, we'll find time to argue that. But he has a reason to give money out because that's a culture in Liberia, giving money out to people. It could be his own money, his salary, take and give it to people. You can't argue that.
See? So the reason why I brought our money business out, Buffer Chima, he getting budget, right? For I think 1.5 million that get going to an office, nobody know where it going. So Jamal
but
is
that
right
money,
here.
that Jamal said, maybe that money is
and I link you back to the vice president. For 12 years, you are getting huge budget. And after he left office, 2 months later, he said he took loan to live on. Liberians.
Not only alone, I just worry about his health condition because since Johnson said he was a Mr. Battery man.
No, how do we wait. I disagree with you. Why would you want to worry about somebody who is not worried about himself?
No, but he doesn't know the state of his own state. That's what we know about it. So if then you think,
why did he go to take a battery? Then he just would sit there and let him beat it up. The woman
knows exactly what he's doing. You know why? You know what I'm worried about? Because
desperation. That's the definition.
He's gonna leave our country in serious predicament when we stand around anymore. That's the situation we worry about because he doesn't care anymore. That's the problem. I worry when he leaves the hands of Prince Johnson to run our country because when he's incapacitated, Prince Johnson gonna be running our country. That's my worry. He doesn't know. Prince Johnson gonna run our country.
There's a cheese somewhere, but we know that Jimasa will always let to verify issues. But there's a cheese somewhere.
No G-Real, man. Gotta get facts.
No, I know. I said there's a cheese. I'm not breaking no cheese news. I said there's a cheese somewhere that I know I'll go bring it on my private podcast. And I know because the person that gave me that cheese, hey man, I trust the person. Go or you can now. Well, you want to know that cheese, you go on my page, you'll see it there. I'll go put it there.
You pay for you pay for
24 hours. In the
you
next
pay
24 hours.
you pay for advert. You do a very small house show. You pay for it.
So they think what Jamal said about PYJ, how you call him the battery man?
Yeah, but wait. Okay, wait. Let me name all the people that acronym. We get a little rocket man somewhere in the north. You know where you from, right?
No, should I play this so we can go? Because I didn't really hear this.
Okay, play.
Something. So when you say boy, well, that's it. But boy, in the sense of immaturity, no. Jafria is mature. He's mature. That's why he told Joseph Boakai on the ground where he collapsed to fly here, bro, for medical checkup, for medical heart surgery. That's why I'm here to live today. I think Joseph Boakai, in conclusion, should be very grateful to that boy who flew here out of the country for open heart surgery and making to live today. But the way Joseph Boakai speaks, the way he acts, he is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers.
9 of the what? One of the 9 ungrateful lepers?
He is one of the 9 ungrateful lepers. The 9 ungrateful lepers is one of those.
Yeah, but whatever favor the president did for him was... He did not have to speak about it.
The first thing, before you can return, everyone good deserves another good. So if Mr. We are sending you to America or whatever country and you were operator on and you got well, if he did not want to do what he did for you, if he was immature and a boy, as you say, he would have left you there to die. When you die, will you reciprocate good for good? No. I don't think you are reciprocated. When you reciprocate good for good, then stick to that. Don't be uttering derogatory or profane languages or statements against the president. That's wrong. You are the elder man in the country, old man like you. You got heart trouble. You thought that you collapse. Somebody help you today, you're speaking. You should be thankful. In everything, give thanks. That is a bigger picture of the man who saved their life through God's power. John Ware was the best God knew to save Joseph Boakai. Today, because of power of greed, he who said that he squandered all the opportunities, destroyed this country, who became the deputy vampire, corruption, that they say was vampire, did now want to be president. Well, he knew the Liberia people. But whatever you said about John not perfect like me and you, but you who benefited substantially to the extent that your life was rescued, your life was saved. But this young man who flew you, even though that taxpayer money or that your own money, the fact is you could have emailed you. But he did not. He did not. He saved this old man. But what the old man is returning is ungratefulness. God is president boy. You call the whole Liberian president boy? Then you old man, you told him battery around here?
The battery thing, but people get laid with those conditions. You are fake him. Once the life hasn't been taken away.
Look at a battery man and he let you. Because any minute you could collapse.
Over the weekend, Ambassador Joseph Boakai, somebody you know well, and somebody whom you sat with, especially when you was at the Senate as president of the Senate and so forth, you had some interactions. He made a statement that that's why they were warning that people shouldn't take men's job and give it to boys, owing to the kind of way things are happening in this country. So, President, we are taking over the presidency. He's a boy taking over a man's tax in the presidency. What do you make of that?
Two things I want to say. That statement doesn't go well with me.
Okay.
Even as I sit down here now talking to you. Because if Mr. Weir is a boy, then I think he's a good boy. Because Joseph Boakai, former Vice President Boakai, dropped in his heart, he collapsed, almost died. It is that boy, because George Weir, who went there, pick him up, charter a plane to fly him abroad for open heart surgery that made him to live today with pacemaker battery. He's a battery total right now. So the battle is controlled by the white man who gave it in the medical center where he was thrown to. So maybe he's not well to speak the way he's speaking. He's not well. He's using battery. It's not normal. A man who is using battery and a man who has a natural heart. Compared.
What's this?
Prince Johnson a bad guy. How can he call our wise man a battery man? This is just not right. Jamal,
Yeah.
Prince Johnson said it all. This is what front page said, and this is what we spoke of. Prince Johnson said it. The old man, he followed tricks. He followed deceit. And just how he did everyone, including Ellie, he did it to Mr. Cummings, taking a coat and pretending that it was not his fault. He got Henry Costa then to go on radio day and night. In the end, what he did, he showed them his true color to them. So
he dodged them.
He dashed them. So Prince Johnson right here, maybe the battery was not functioning when he dashed Henry Costa, then maybe that battery needed to be replaced. Maybe.
Yeah. Prince Johnson also see him as the chance of him getting to the top. So the overall battery man, Prince Johnson knows the white man that did the battery, so they can call the white man to disconnect the battery.
Exactly.
So you will work with a coon to run our country. That's the reason why he's supporting the battery man. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but General, add a little bit. Somebody said that if Prince Johnson can sit down today and smile with GMB, that is real desperation. But let's look at that statement he made, and then let's compare it to the other statement he made about Nyomli Kanga. Then after a few minutes, he came back to retract his statement, and say, "Oh, I'm an older man," So the two of them, he and Joe Boakai, who's actually, not thinking.
No, Prince Johnson is smart. Look, listen, what Prince Johnson has been doing all the years. I mean, I'm not the best. I'm not the fan of Prince Johnson, but that guy is too smart. He know what he wants. He wants what he knows, and he go for it. And he got them. That's the thing you should know. Prince Johnson supported Ellen during the election, and he won. He got what he wanted. The same thing with George Weah. He he behaving like my old man, the late what is it? What is Sean Shan? That's why you put your dry clothes. This is the situation. So the fact of the matter here is Prince Johnson knows very well. He's saying all the nasty things about the old man. He knows very well that when he's what is his name again? He's
Jeremiah Kuhn.
His which is Jeremiah Kuhn. Once Jeremiah Kuhn gets into power, the old man is not going to be active. He know the old man time period. The old man time period is we don't wish him bad, but he know very well the man who lives on battery at the age of 78, he's not active anymore. But practically, he's not going to be active. So he's going to be like in the shadow. He's going to be, and Jeremiah Kuhn walks in the shadow of Prince Johnson. So definitely Prince Johnson is going to be riding that cart, that whole horse. So Prince Johnson is staying in a prison, putting that battery man there. I'll be working from behind. Prince Johnson is getting to that throne. He's getting close to the presidency. In the shadow of, in the face of Jeremiah Kuhn. That's what's happening. So he's smart. He's not fool.
But what Prince Johnson said over there, the white man control the battery. So Prince Johnson might have getting in contact with the white man and put the battery in the old man.
Yeah, when the old man become president, they invite the white man and say, when all the sending old man, go check a battery.
God forbid they can disconnect the battery. And what happened? Jeremiah Kuhn, the old man remain incapacitated. God forbid. We don't wish for him. But then what happened? He stay in the office. He will stay there for long while Jeremiah Kuhn will complete his terms. So who works in the office? Prince Johnson will take over. That's Prince Johnson will be the de facto president. That's it.
But anyway,
so Prince Johnson is not fool. You know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, about it. The man, if you listen to a TRC report, everything about him is less part of story. He was always winning. Where he was in Moa, he opened grenade, everybody ran away. Everything. When I listen to that thing, I was about, and he had the patience to sit down there and let Prince Johnson maneuver there.
So the Prince Johnson that Unity Party were crying for, say, oh, the old man will bring war crime. He will prosecute Ellen. He will do this because Ellen did X, Y, Z. Today, what that story is going in the dustbin?
My man, I told you, I say, I get my cheese. I'll bring my cheese. The cheese what I'm getting, I will confirm again.
Keep that
I will
G
not
to your
break it,
show.
yo. I'm
Don't
not
break
breaking
it.
my cheese, yeah. I say, I'll break on my show. So, if my cheese, the way I got it, I know chocolate body. You know what crew me call chocolate body? That is chocolate button. You press it, then everything chocolate. So I know.
So,
But
guys,
guys, we want to say thank you very much for watching us. For those of you who follow us very religiously, I want to thank you, my own sister Yona Seba Kra, and Unique Brian, and so many people. Joe Conto, a lot of you whose name I cannot see now to mention, but it was good that you follow us. And without you, the show will not be what it is. But the biggest announcement we got for our people in Liberia is you just know somebody in Liberia, inform them that we're going to be on a radio in Liberia next Tuesday. Next Tuesday at 9 o'clock Central European time, which is 7 o'clock Liberian time, and 8 o'clock UK time. So we're not coming on 3 different times. Don't get me wrong. We're not coming on 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. In Liberia, it will be 7 o'clock. Then at the same time, it will be 9 o'clock here. And at the same time, it will be 8 o'clock in UK. That's what we're saying. So don't go say your clock. You say, okay, I'll wait for 8 o'clock. No. So if you live in Liberia, 7 o'clock will be on your dial on Rare FM. And I understand they cover 9 to 11 countries. I mean, that's huge. Out of 15 countries, so that's huge. So we hope you can be a part of us and we can all discuss the issues. Paul, any other announcement? Jima, any other announcement?
yeah, I got an announcement to make. On the 27th of this month, the ANC UK branch will be having a fundraiser meet and greet in Croydon, and the flyers are up there, and people will be traveling from other parts of Europe be coming to this event, and those ANC friends and sympathizers, all of them are welcome. The details will be put out there, and we'll also be going to Norway on the 9th of June.
My man, when you address Norway, say the Royal Kingdom of Norway.
Oh, the Royal Kingdom of Norway,
Yes,
the 9th of June, that weekend. And then we'll climax that in Stockholm, the 30th of June to
another Royal Kingdom.
the 2nd of July. And so will be the activity, because the momentum now has switched for some reason since GMB have picked Prince Johnson. There's a lot of talk about, and I think Mr. Cummings is making headway, and he should be with us in Stockholm. So, Jamal, any other announcement?
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Great show. Just want to let you know, don't forget to follow us on Tuesday, like my colleague said, in Liberia on the Rare Power FM 100.3. That's the mainstream radio in Liberia. We'll be on the air. This station covers 11 counties in Liberia, and we'll be there for 1 hour, 30 minutes, Liberian time, 7 o'clock to 8:30. I want to repeat that. If you got friends and family in Liberia, tell them to follow us. The borderline will be there, but we'll be discussing specifically about ANC. We'll be talking about Mr. Cummings. We'll be talking about the success of what Mr. Cummings can do for Liberia. If he wins the elections, why should you support him? Well, that will be 1 hour, 30 minutes every Tuesday. We also have other colleagues will be joining us. Our brother Mark Koijee will be joining us on the show that from Tuesday. So just to introduce a new guy, other people will be coming. Mark will be joining us to add up to the panelists. And not to forget to, you also follow us simultaneously on online radio. We also have online radio. While we're always on here, we always on the radio. Sometimes you have the opportunity to see us in pictures. You can always log on. Paul need to call the names of those where you can catch us. We have if you have an iPhone, you can catch us on MyTuner, right, Paul?
Yeah, MyTuner. Yeah, and then we have the app that you can download. Our app as well, the Borderline app. You can find that on, if you get Android phone, even if you have the iPhone, you can download 24/7 on that as well.
Okay, yeah. And another app you call Simple Radio. Simple Radio is also another app. If you're an iPhone user, you can download that app. You can listen to the borderline. Anytime we're on air, we also simultaneously on air online. So whatever we say, we are welcome. We welcome your comments, your suggestions. And every time, make sure that this is an open place. The platform is for you, for all Liberians, friends of Liberia. You're always welcome to send all your suggestions and your comments.
Okay, thank you, guys. I think on that note, we'd like to wrap the curtains up this evening, this 5th day of May. May is gone again. Yeah? So, guys, we're looking forward to an exciting day on Tuesday. I know there will be the nerves will rise. There will be, all the hair will stand on your skin because it's going to be the debut, and we're going to be debuting on the radio. So we're all looking forward to that. And make it your proud, your duty, not your proud, but your duty to be with us on that day. But take us home.
Okay, I will take you guys home on this beautiful note where ANC women celebrating support of Mr. Cummings. It's just a little music of why ABC is the man at this time. So, to our viewers, please share this show, like our page. Whenever we come on, you've been notified. So, I'll say good night to all of you, and I'll leave you with a beautiful, beautiful song by Kevin Adams.
Hey, you tell me, say,